Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Dear student, today I will explain the application of UV visible spectroscopy. First one is the estimate the nucleotide composition of DNA, then chemical kinetics, quantitative analysis of pharmaceutical substance, molecular weight determination, examination of polynuclear hydrocarbons as HPLC detector, and use for the study of protein. First application is the estimate the nucleotide composition of DNA. UV visible spectroscopy help us to determine the nucleotide composition of the DNA. As you know that DNA is double stranded. So the double stranded is due to the bases guanine combined with cytosine forming the 3 hydrogen bond, and adenine combined with thymine by formation of 2 hydrogen bond. By increasing the temperature, the DNA starts to melt and conversion of DNA double stranded to single strand. Normally the DNA absorb at 260 nanometer when it is present in double helix. But as you see in this graph, as the temperature increases, the double stranded DNA changes into single stranded and it will absorb maximum at 260 nanometer. But when it is converted into single stranded DNA, as the temperature increases, then its absorbance will increases. So from this we can check that now the DNA changes into nucleotide. So we can determine this by using UV visible spectroscopy. Second application is chemical kinetics. Chemical kinetics is actually the change in the concentration of the reactant or product over the time. So we can check the reactant or product with respect to time. Or UV visible spectroscopy help us to check whether the reactant is formed or not and what is the rate of formation of reactant into product. Let's take an example. Here the anion of nitroethane absorbs at 240 nanometer and none other product like water, hydroxyl and nitroethane absorbed in this region. So with the help of this, when this base abstract the proton from this nitroethane and formation of nitroethane anion. So if the concentration of nitroethane anion is increases by absorption at 240 nanometer, so we can say that the conversion of nitroethane is decreases and the concentration of nitroethane anion is increases. So the progress of the rate of the reaction can be determined by using UV visible spectroscopy. If the rate is constant, then we can say that no change in nitroethane into nitroethane anion take place. So then we will stop the reaction. This is another example to check the chemical kinetics. The enzyme lactate dehydrogenase catalyze the reduction of pyruvate to lactate. This is the pyruvate when we add NADH. NADH in the presence of ester and lactate dehydrogenase enzyme. It converts into lactate and NAD plus will be formed. So all the reactant NADH will absorb at 340 nanometer. As you see in the graph, first the NADH concentration is higher. So with the passage of time, when the rate of reaction from reactant changes into product, means pyruvate changes into lactate, the concentration of NADH decreases and at some time it will go constant. So when it will go constant, we stop the reaction, mean no changes take place from pyruvate to lactate. So the chemical kinetics study will be used by using a UV visible spectroscopy. This is also shown by graph. Here NAD plus straight line shows, and this shows the NADH in the form of a reactant. Next application is quantitative analysis of pharmaceutical substance. We can determine the pharmaceutical substance by using UV visible spectroscopy. For example, diazepam tablet can be analyzed by using 0.5% sulfuric acid in methanol. It absorbs at 284 nanometer. If we want to check whether diazepam tablet contains the salt or not, then we will check at 284 nanometer. So from this we can determine that pharmaceutical ingredients. Another example, checking the purity of the substance aspirin. The active ingredient is acetyl salicylic acid. We synthesize acetyl salicylic acid from the salicylic acid, but some impurity of the salicylic acid remain present, which is acceptable if it is less than 0.01% weight by weight. So sample can be screened for unacceptable level of salicylic acid. The absorbance 312 nanometer. Acetyl salicylic acid absorbed at 280 nanometer. If our sample absorption is increases at 312 nanometer, so it means that the concentration of salicylic acid are greater. So from this we can check if its absorbance is less than 0.2, then it means they are in less quantity. If it is greater than 0.02, then it means that it is unacceptable level of salicylic acid. So we have to re-purify the substance. Next application is the molecular weight determination. UV visible spectroscopy also help us to determine the molecular weight of the substance. For example, if we want to determine the molecular weight of an imine, then it is converted into an imine picrate, which is a color substance. The known concentration of imine picrate is dissolved in a liter of solution, and its optical density is measured at 380 nanometer. After this, the concentration of the solution in gram mole per liter can be calculated by using this formula: log I naught over IT divided by epsilon max multiplied by pi. C can be calculated using that equation. W is the weight of the imine picrate. From C and W, molecular weight of imine picrate can be calculated, and at the end the molecular weight of picrate can be calculated using the molecular weight of imine picrate. Next application is the examination of polynuclear hydrocarbon. Polynuclear hydrocarbon are those which consist of more than one benzene ring. So they absorb due to conjugation at different wavelengths. Like naphthalene having 2 ring absorbed at 286 nanometer, and anthracene having 3 benzene ring and absorbed at 375 nanometer. So we can able to determine the polynuclear hydrocarbon in the benzene by using UV visible spectroscopy. As HPLC detector. HPLC basically is the separation technique. So we couple UV visible detector with HPLC. So it is called a coupling technique. When HPLC is coupled with a UV visible detector, then we can determine the concentration of different analyte which are separated by HPLC. Used for the study of protein. It is widely used for the determination of different types of protein. with the help of UV visible spectroscopy. Here, this is different types of protein, phenylalanine, tyrosine and tryptophan. This is the basic nucleus of the protein containing peptide bonds. And here we have benzene ring, then phenol, and then heterocyclic tryptophan. So they have different chromophore. So they absorb at a different wavelength. Biochemists frequently use UV visible spectroscopy to study conformational changes in the protein and also changes in shapes at different conditions. Because protein, by changing the temperature and concentration, denature and form different type of shapes, unfolding. So with the help of UV visible spectroscopy, we can easily determine the protein at 260 nanometer. Thank you very much.